Hello, my name is Bhavan Shah, and in this demo, we'll be talking about a couple of new features that were introduced in PX-Backup version 2.0. So, in this environment, we have a PX-Backup, again version 2.0, running on a GKE cluster, and we have configured a Google Cloud account in our cloud settings and added a Google Cloud Object Storage bucket as our backup repository. We also have a GKE cluster that is running a few applications in different namespaces that we want to protect as part of this PX backup demo. As you can see, we already have 3 protected apps. We are backing up around 40 gigs of data, and we have 9 different scheduled backups already in progress for the past day. So let's see how, as an operator, if I want to monitor or create new backup jobs, how can I leverage PX backup? The very first feature that I want to discuss today is application groups in PX backup. So if you have used PX backup in the past, if you click on a cluster and navigate to this screen, you will see all the different resources. So these will include Kubernetes pods, services, persistent volume claims, any secrets, config maps, etc. All the different Kubernetes objects that make up a stateful application in Kubernetes. And you had the option of selecting different namespaces. Now we have revamped this user interface, so we only show you a list of all the different namespaces that exist in your cluster. So as you can see, we have a few namespaces on our GKE cluster that have applications running on them. So we have a Yelp application, we have a Postgres application, we have a database application, we have a demo application. All of those apps are deployed in their individual namespaces. So if I'm an operator and I want to create a quick backup job for my application that's running in the demo namespace, I can just select the namespace. All the resources that are part of that application or are part of that namespace automatically get selected, and I can go ahead and create that backup job and assign, store it in the backup repo that we have already configured, and configure a schedule, again a schedule policy that we have configured in PX backup. That's the normal workflow, the quick and dirty. But if I want to customize my backup jobs, so if I want to only select my persistent volumes or only select my service objects, I can do that using PX backup as well. So let's say I want to select all the persistent volumes across all my different namespaces. So again, this is important because your persistent volumes might have newer updates every now and then because new data is being written to them, versus your Kubernetes objects, which might only be needed to protect on a daily basis instead of an hourly basis or a 10-15 minute basis. So as the operator or as the backup administrator, you can customize how you configure these backup jobs. So let's select our demo namespace and our PG1 Postgres namespace, and instead of all the resources, we can narrow it down to just persistent volumes. So let's deselect all the different Kubernetes objects that are part of our applications, and then just select persistent volumes. This means that this specific backup job will protect my persistent volumes that are running across different namespaces. So I can select one or more namespaces, create individual backup jobs for individual namespace, or create one backup job that protects persistent volumes across all my different namespaces that I want. So since I've selected persistent volume claims, I'll just say app pv backup, and this is across different namespaces, and let me follow the naming conventions. We'll select the same backup location and we'll put them on a schedule. So the lowest schedule policy that I've created is an hourly schedule. Again, you can go down even further and in a matter of minutes as well. And you can specify pre and post exec rules if your application needs application consistent backup jobs. And we have looked at how you can configure these rules in a previous demonstration as well. So here we see that persistent volume claims in these 2 namespaces will be backed up as part of this particular backup job. So this is how, as an operator, you can create a new backup job, and you can use the PX backup to create application groups and back them up and protect your applications. The second feature that we want to talk about today is the backup activity timeline. So this is where, as an operator or as a backup administrator, you can come as you can treat this as the single source of truth, and you can monitor all your backup jobs or backup schedules. So across all the different applications that you have running, you can come and look at how your backups are doing. So I have configured a few backup jobs that have been running for the past 22 hours, and I have configured some of the backup jobs to run on an hourly schedule, some to run on a 2 hours and 3 hour schedule, and then I also have a daily backup. So there are different backup jobs configured using different backup schedule policies. That's the reason you see different number of backup jobs being executed at different times. So like for 1 p.m. there were 7 backup jobs because everything was getting backed up at the same time. But then when only the backup jobs that were on a 2 hour schedule were executed, you see that I can look at how many jobs were there and then how many of them were successful. If I had a backup job that failed, we'll indicate that using this icon right here. I can also go back up to 30 days and look at all the different backup jobs and see if any backup jobs have failed or not, or I can monitor the past 24 hours. And let's say if I want to restore an application back to a very specific backup snapshot. So if I wanted to restore it to a point where from a backup snapshot that was taken, say 4 hours back, I can use this UI, find the backup job. So let's say it's I want to find a backup snapshot that was taken like early in the morning. I can come here and then perform a restore operation for that specific operation. So this is how easy it is to use PX-Backup and the new features that it provides, and making the life easier if you are an operator or a backup admin to create backup jobs and to monitor them and make sure that your backup jobs are always able to meet their application SLAs that have been pre-configured by you and agreed upon with your development teams. That's it for this demonstration. Thanks for watching.